Hello, Bisons. On day today, it is Tuesday, January 14th. It is currently 3:48 a.m. and we're gonna be cycling through our watch list here, and I just want to see what we have, and I'm gonna point out some things to you guys that are getting my attention. Before we do anything else for the day, I want to go ahead and bring up the calendar so that we can see if we have anything interesting happening today. And yeah, so we do have one high impact news driver at 8:30 this morning. We have two variations of the pendulum that could form just in this area right here. However, as of right now, there is some liquidity taken below these lows right here. We can see on this time frame anyway that the market is in a up move, at least for the last week or so. So we're going to drop down to a lower time frame and see what we get also. Now, I already have my Asian break selected here. So I'm going to go ahead and select my London break. And remember, once the first 30 minutes has passed in the trading session, that is what I'm waiting for. And I am looking for the pendulum. We have one right here. I'm going to highlight that for all who needs to see it. That is what it is looking like. And our first candle that closes above the high is going to be this one. So I'm going to merge both of those together. And we have our pivot. And immediately we can see that the market is actually trading at these levels right now. This is not a one-touch level, you guys. We already had the first touch when the market moved away. Now we have the market trading at this level already, but this is not a one-touch level, you guys. We already have our move away here, and this would have been our first return to our level. Now we can see that there was a subsequent move away, pretty much to the same area, and we can see that we have a bit of a return to our level right here. So if this is not a one-touch level, you guys, actually what I am going to do is, well, we're just going to keep on going and we're going to get back to this one. Like I said, we don't have to make any moves right now because we know that the news is going to be impacting the market in just a couple hours from now. So right now we're just trying to get our bearings, see what we have happening so we can know how to navigate the markets whenever the time comes for us to be making our decisions, okay? That's all we're doing, guys. We're trying to get information. We're gathering information before we have to make any kind of a decision, okay? That is very important. We don't rush into making these trade decisions. We don't rush to get into a trade. We don't rush to see anything in the market. We wait until it is clear and obvious to us, and then we want to engage in those moments, okay? So pretty much the same thing is going on in here. I'm going to drop down to a lower time frame so that we can see, and immediately I can see that my high is already broken to the upside and I have that move away here. Now, actually, you guys, I like that this is happening. because ultimately I am interested in going short on this market, just based on the simple fact that on the 2H time frame, well, on the 2H time frame, we can see that the market has been trading lower, like I said, also for the last week, more or less on this market also. And we have a slight retracement here. We did shift market structure. However, in an overall bearish move, and I have down movement, so I am going to be going short this market, you guys. And I'm going to set that up to look like this. Now, I already have my move away happening right here. This is going to be the first, this is going to move that I'm considering my move away. So I'm going to use a limit order to get into the market. And all that means is if the market returns to this level, I am telling my broker to execute a short position for me and place my stop above these highs where my risk was already defined. This is going to be my London break, and I am not hesitating. Once it is there, you guys, I am going to execute on it. And all that we need to do is to make sure that we are managing our risk properly, you guys. So that lines up just about at the 22,200 level. So I'm gonna go ahead and create a new order. Limit, sell limit. I'm gonna put my stop at the 50 level, so we have 22,350. And my pivot point is going to be the risk parameters for my trade. And like I said, I want to cover for the spread on my brokerage, whatever that is. So I'm going to place my stop just slightly above my pivot area right here. And that is going to give me at the 22,350 level. And the price was right now it's at 22,199. That is okay. And I'm just going to go ahead and place that limit order in the market. And all that means is if the market returns to this level, then I want to be going short. Okay. Now, with that being said, I'm going to go and keep on going. And on this market, you guys, now the previous market is negatively correlated with this market. So if we go to the USDJP, the GBPUSD real quick, we will see a sustained down move over the last week. And if we go back to this one, we will see we have, well, technically we're supposed to have what looks like the opposite of that. However, we can see that this market has been in a little bit of a sideways movement, more or less. Like I said, like these markets are negatively correlated. However, we do not have that forming right now. So let's see what we have, especially on our lower time frames. We can see that the market is trading just so slightly above our high on our Asian break. And let's go ahead and highlight our levels just to have that clearly on our charts. So for my London initial balance, this candle is going to be forming my high. This is going to be forming my low. And I'm going to just highlight that so you guys can see. This is how you guys should be annotating on your charts when you are starting out with this. And this will help you to see it more clearly as you practice this more. Now, I also have my pendulum forming here. And as you can see, this is going to be the candle that forms the pivot on my pendulum. And this is going to be the candle the first candle that breaks above my high. And discretion it's going to be up to you guys which one to choose. I'm going to work with the pendulum right here, and the only reason I am doing that is because it falls ever so perfectly just dead smack in the center of this one. So I can even drag this back a little further so you guys can see that it's the same level that we are getting, and we are using embedded technique to get this level. There's a little bit more of an advanced concept than what you guys have been seeing so far. Rather than just selecting this level, I am applying a second layer to get somewhat of a more precise level, a little bit more accuracy with this level. And I'm just going to wait for this. Again, I'm gonna set an alert so that if the market returns to this level, the market will notify me, and I can see that these are showing on my higher time frame. I want to remove those. Like so. And we're gonna keep going. Now I want to show you guys that this applies to all markets, to all this is not specific to forex, this is not specific to commodities. I'm going to show you guys that this applies to all markets. So this is the US 30, the Dow Jones, and on a higher time frame, we can see that we are filling in this imbalance that was left right here. On this gap down, this was on the NFP last Friday. We have that gap being filled in right now. Not much else is happening. We don't need to go too far back to the left, you guys. This is enough information for us to glean what is happening. There is a bit of a range right here, and we can just use between this high and this low for our liquidity points on a higher time frame. That is all that we need. Really, all that we need is we have internal range liquidity below all of these lows right here. Really, you guys, we have internal range liquidity below all of these lows inside of this range. So we also have liquidity resting above these highs. So we do not need to be going too far back to the left to see what is happening, you guys. This is enough information for us to drop down to our lower time frame and see what we have as it relates to entry points. We know where the liquidity lies, and we just have to see which direction the market is moving towards. Okay, now we have our initial balance formed on our London session, and we are breaking above that ever so slightly right here. I'm going to select this level, and then actually this is going to be the London break. And the market is trading at this level right now, so I'm going to wait for some form of a move away before I can do anything else. We do not have the low broken on the initial balance for my London session. We do have the low broken on the Asian session, so I'm just going to highlight which candle in particular is doing that. And as you can see, we're using this level already for the one touch. So if the market returns to this level, I am not looking to put any form of a trust in this level for it to hold as any support. Actually, if the market is coming back to these levels, I am more likely expecting these levels to break than I am expecting them to hold. However, for right now, we know that news will be coming into the markets at 8:30. So we do not have to rush to make any decisions. Like I said, we're just going to gather some information and see if it helps us in a few hours from now when the news is expected to come into the markets. Now, unlike the US 30, we do have this imbalance right here yet to be traded to. We do have some liquidity above these highs yet to be taken, and we have a bit of an up move. So it's reasonable to think that the market is likely to be reaching for these highs, even though at the current moment we are failing just so slightly below.